What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. Thank you for watching. This is my channel. My name is Oscar, where I talk about reality, awareness, my perception on reality, my journey, right, into self-realization and actualization, and hopefully allowing me to inspire you, right, finding your true nature, who you really are in this world, beyond the conventional, all right? So, today's topic, today's video, I want to speak about the media, okay? Social media, the news, basically all those mainstream types of media that govern our world. And I feel like it's a really important topic. Why? Because we're all functioning within this realm of communication that has to do with technology, with Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook. All of my family members, all the people that I know, their family members, always constantly watching the news. Constantly there's being images and circumstances being reflected on television screens, running the entire world. Everyone, thousands, millions of people are tuning into a certain screen right now, a device, watching some type of media, focusing their energy on consuming the media. So I want to allow you to see, right, and feel the importance behind this, that in a sense we're stuck with it becoming too intense. And there's a lot of things that are happening that are not allowing us to see who we really are, our true nature, to expand their consciousness, our awareness. It's all becoming affected because we are not tuning in enough to our truest portion of ourselves, discovering who we are, doing the personal development, expanding our consciousness, meditating, eating healthy. No, but instead we are, for example, to give you an example, on Instagram, social media, we're constantly seeking validation. We are being kind of cultivated, right, by our society and by social conditioning to behave a certain way, to reflect what's being projected on social media, mainstream platforms. That's the certain way to act, that we have to talk a certain way, that there's all these boundaries happening between the human connection, right? You have to follow the trend, that you have to follow a certain beauty standard, a certain standard of living, of expressing yourself, right? A lot of fakeness, inauthenticity, people lacking that transparency within themselves and how they actually live their lives. So can you see the importance there? What's actually happening? That now, wherever we go in our external world, whenever we communicate with other people, we are not able to, be ourselves, express ourselves uniquely. But instead, we are always referring to the mainstream trend, the mainstream beauty standard, right? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, right? I'm just saying, look what you're deviating from when you're doing this. Because remember, with everything in life, there needs to be a balance. And so you can be balanced in this, but first you have to know what's happening to you as you are indulging in social media, as you are watching the news. So I hope to provide you that perspective of mine to help you become aware of this. So like I said, there's nothing wrong with it, because I love aesthetically pleasing things. I love the beauty of social media, the way you can use it to influence people, the way you can actually impact someone's lives by showing them something so aesthetically pleasing that has a high level of resonance for the person as they watch it, gives them something to aspire to, that inspires them to become their best version. That happens to me all the time, and I know that there are a lot of you out there that watch certain things on social media and it inspires you to achieve greatness. It inspires you to pursue your goals, and there is nothing wrong with that. But now, if you're malinterpreting how to really use social media, right, and instead of actually becoming inspired, you are hating on people's posts, or you are feeling like, man, I'm not enough. I can never reach that level of that person with that level of abundance, riches, of love, of romance, of sexuality. If you're kind of putting yourself down when you're watching the news, when you're on social media, then as you can see, there's something out of whack. There's something out of balance. So That's the main point that I want you to kind of contemplate. Because therefore it's affecting you, not to reach your highest potential, but now it's keeping you in a place of complacency, of stagnancy, of illusion. Because in reality, that's what it is. It's a big illusion that has all of us enveloped in. We are all enveloped in this huge illusion of trying to be a certain person, not sharing who we really are, and life's turmoils, trials, and tribulations. We're inauthentically expressing ourselves, right? Trying to be the best looking, trying to always keep up. For example, keeping up with the Kardashians. For example, you see where I'm going, keeping up with society's culture, thinking you have to have the new iPhone, this and this and that. So, again, become aware of how you are using social media, how social media is affecting you, who's in control. How long are you on social media? And when you're on social media, are you just posting pictures with just an ordinary caption, right? And not really giving your message, expressing who you are? Are you just writing down a song lyric? I'm not saying I have anything against it. I'm just saying that could you be doing more? Could you be maximizing your influence, your presence on the social media? Now I feel like this might bring up in your mind, well, maybe not everyone wants to be a public influencer, right? And I get that. But what I'm saying is that, don't you see the commonality that's happening between every single person that uses social media? They're posting the same thing. And that's what I'm trying to get at, that it's like this big illusion. Everyone's posting the same thing, everyone's validating each other, but they're not really doing much with themselves. But instead you're just focusing all on, how many likes do I get? How many comments do I get? Oh, let me make sure my feed looks so pretty. But how can you use the social media to maximize who you are, to express your unique traits and presence, to allow people to become inspired, to feel more loving, to see, wow, this person feels the exact same way as me? Because let me tell you, as much as everyone looks like they have the perfect life on Instagram and that they only express the best parts of their lives, what happened to vulnerability, transparency, and those hardships in life, those times when you feel depressed? And I understand it's not relevant, right, to post when you're depressed on Instagram, post an ugly picture. Of course, I get that. But what I'm saying is that just because everything looks so perfect on their feed doesn't mean that they're not going through life's struggles. They're not working super hard and staying late at night to achieve their goals and dreams. Okay? It's still happening to everybody, whether you can see it or not. And so I want you to see that this huge illusion of social media all over the world also keeps people. Now moving on to the actual media you see on the television screen, right? The news, the local news. I want you to notice how a lot of the news keeps people at a certain level of consciousness. Now what do I mean by that? The consciousness that I'm referring to is that consciousness of the victim. Okay, so victim mentality. I know so many parents and adults that watch media, and every time I'm around them and they're watching the news, right? Whatever's going on, the catastrophes and the oops, that was a pretty bad stutter. Let me rewind, right? The disasters, the catastrophes that are happening all around the world. When they're seeing that, they're feeling sad, they're feeling anxious, doubtful. Oh my God, be careful when you leave the house. You never know what's going to happen. You see where I'm going with this? That level of consciousness, where you're afraid of your external reality because you have not reached that level of awareness that actually, your external reality is a reflection of your internal reality. But you see, that's a different level of consciousness. And it's not about, oh, one level is better than the other. I'm just stating the facts. That right now, this big illusion of the media is keeping people at a certain level of consciousness, a very material, right? Personal, identified level of consciousness. A victim mentality level of consciousness, which doesn't allow people to see these higher potentialities of themselves. What do I mean by potentialities? The fact that their potential is lying dormant. They're not realizing that they can create the reality, that they don't have to be sad and feel anxious about what's happening in the world, but that they can actually go out. And they can actually go out, spread their message, spread love, spread wisdom, and they can change the world, yes, with one person, because it has to start with you at least. You get where I'm going here? So I'm not saying that, to not feel bad about all the things that are happening. I feel sympathy for all of creation. But just know that all the news is doing is kind of pinpointing those negativities about our world and putting it in your face. The car crashes, the killings, the fires. It's keeping you in this loop, this mental loop of, oh my God, what's going to happen next? The world is ending. Oh my God, the world is so evil. There's so many bad people out there. I encounter so many people that they are thinking still at this level of consciousness, and they can't seem to see outside that box because they're feeling like a victim inside. Okay? So, another point that I want to make is so much information that's on the media now. Pornography, the black markets, right? So much information, like every single thing that goes on in the world you can find just with a laptop, just with a computer, just on a social media platform. And what does this allow people to do? Like before, like I said, you're indulging in all this information that's scattered throughout the media, but how do you know what to focus on? So in a sense, you become this sponge to all this information, negative or positive, and it takes away all your energy and attention. Yes, your phone, on social media as you're scrolling through Instagram, Facebook, or Snapchat, that is taking away your energy. You might not be able to see it, but there's literally a transition. There's a word for this. Give me a second. Okay. Maybe it'll come to me later, but energy exchange. There's an exchange of energy going on between you and the phone, okay? And if you feel tired after being on Instagram all day, well, obviously because the energy that's taking place, the energy exchange, it's sucking at all your energy. All the energy you could have used to manifest, take the actions to create the life of your dreams and become a better version of yourself, now was wasted. Now after 3 hours on Instagram, laying on your bed on the weekend, now you're tired and you go to sleep and now it's the next day. So, again, the main message for this video, become aware of how you are using social media, how you are viewing the media, and is it helping you become your best version, or is it actually just taking away your attention from what's really important, your evolution, your dreams, that unique message within you, all those ideas that want to be expressed out to the world, but that are being blocked out by fear of what people think about me. What are they going to think if I act this way? If people classify me as weird? Okay, so I hope this video allowed you to open your mind on viewing the media a different way, to seeing how the media is actually affecting you, is keeping you at this stage of your life, affecting you, either positive or negative. Like I said, there's always the pros and cons, but if you have the balance, right, of becoming aware of the pros and the cons, now you know how to function social media. You can post your pics, spread your message, influence people, get love back in return. Research all the information you need about the world to better yourself, to become more knowledgeable about our world, and you can go along your path and live your best life. So seek out that balance. Cut out all the cons that might be affecting you and try to use some of the pros. Change your state of mind so that you can now get inspired by social media. If social media gets you a little anxious about watching other people or gets you a little depressed because you're not living your life yet. So, video's about to hit 50 minutes, so I'm gonna end it here. I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Give me a like, comment, let me know what you think. Subscribe if you haven't, and let's evolve.